We laugh, we learn. Today we are going to learn about something we all love, and that is mayo. Dan Kohler is here talking about the science behind mayonnaise.
That's true. And actually, I would say of all of the condiments we've taught so far, mayonnaise is one of the most scientific because it is an emulsion. And emulsions are a system in which two dissimilar liquids are suspended in each other. And we normally, it sounds very chemical.
Yeah.
Super chemistry.
Can you,
heavy, right?
like I'm a second grader, explain that?
Right.
So basically, milk. Milk is an emulsion. It's tiny droplets of fat that are suspended in water. Cream is the same. It actually just has a higher level of fat. Now, the opposite is also true. You can have an emulsion that's tiny droplets of water that are suspended in fat. And the most obvious example of that is butter. Butter is an emulsion of tiny droplets of water that are suspended in fat. Now, you can only have an emulsion with two dissimilar liquids. So I've got some water in both of these jars, and this is just some plain alcohol. Now you'll see.
Well, I mean, we don't have to waste it.
I know, right?
Alcohol and water readily mix, which actually means you can't emulsify them because they readily, they're
mix together.
Already neighbors. But we all know oil and water do not mix
just like the saying.
at all.
You can't mix oil and water.
Can't mix oil and water.
So that's the emulsion is the water.
Well, this tells me that it's a prime example to be emulsified because we can see in the layers, these are two liquids that absolutely do not want to stay together at all.
But wait a minute. But that saying's wrong then because you actually can mix oil and water.
In fact, you can. And earlier in the day, we were talking about the Greek word for egg yolk, which is...
What is the word? What is it?
Lakitos.
Lakitos.
So lakitos is the Greek word for egg yolk, and it actually, what we have in English is lecithin. Lecithin is an emulsifier. Emulsifiers are really fascinating chemical compounds because what they do, on one end, they grab onto water, and on the other end, they grab onto fat. So you can take something like this and hold them together. Now, you're eating right there. You guys have some mayonnaise. With your French fries.
Garlic.
There's
fresh
garlic up in there.
Oh, wow.
And
I just took a bite of that.
on your bread, you have some fresh aioli, which we'll get to in a minute. But I want to show you how easy it is to make mayonnaise at home. This is something, right, Chef? This is something that everyone can do so easily.
Very easy.
I've got a couple tablespoons of water in here, 2 egg yolks because lakitos, we need that lecithin to hold this together.
So is the lecithin natural, like it's yolk, or it's like a chemical?
Yeah, well, it's a naturally occurring chemical compound found in egg yolks, also found in mustard, which I'm adding 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard.
So are you basically making mayonnaise right now?
I'm making mayonnaise right now. It's this easy. You can do it in a jar at home.
I don't like the wrap mayonnaise gets.
What is the wrap mayonnaise,
It's just
Mark?
bad. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, no, I don't want any mayonnaise. I don't want any mayonnaise. But it's good.
All things good in food start with mayonnaise.
Right?
Yeah.
That is too true.
Wow.
So I added 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then this is just 2 cups of a very neutral oil. I like to use grapeseed oil. You don't want to use something really heavily flavorful like olive oil because then it's not, you can't hide it with a lot of things, right, Chef? Like,
Yeah, that's the predominant flavor would be the olive oil. Grapeseed, very, very neutral.
Right. So you'll see here, just like in the earlier example, the oil is already separated. It's standing above all of the other ingredients. And now I'm just going to use an immersion blender. And what's going to happen very slowly is that the immersion blender will draw that oil into the water and into the emulsifier, that lecithin down below, and suddenly we will have mayonnaise.
Oh my God.
Wait, literally,
Oh my
like,
gosh, look at it, just
within
like that.
a second.
Within a second, you have mayo. Now, mayonnaise, it seems like a French word to me.
It is, and truly, mayonnaise is that easy to make. Now, on your bread, you have aioli,
Garlic.
and a lot of times
A lot of garlic.
And
those
garlic.
words get tossed around they're tossed around all the same, right? We call mayonnaise aioli, but actually, aioli is a traditional Spanish emulsion of just garlic cloves, which you can take in a mortar and pestle and just mash them up. And then, very slowly, while you're mashing them up, and this honestly takes about 20 to 30 minutes, you're just going to drizzle in some olive oil while you're pounding that. Oop, there goes one.
Yeah.
And what you end up with, because, like I said earlier, garlic also has some naturally occurring emulsifiers, what you end up with at the very end is this. This is a true aioli. It's just 3 ingredients: garlic, salt, and olive oil, and that's what you've got on your bread right there. It's really great smeared under the skin of a chicken and roasted. I mean, you can use this in a lot of different ways, right, Chef?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is there such thing as a healthier version of mayonnaise?
You mean like a low-fat version
Yeah,
of mayonnaise? You know, truth be told, because it's an emulsion, you are suspending fat in water. And I wouldn't advise using I mean, you can't really make it without a good fat, right? Because you have to have that fat content there in order to have that silky, creamy mouthfeel.
So is it really, truly bad for you? I mean, I understand.
When you use the olive oils and the
That's what
grapeseed
I'm
oils,
saying.
there's a lot of monounsaturated fats that are good for the heart. So it doesn't have all those nasty bad things that the connotation of mayonnaise unfortunately has gotten.
Exactly, and I think if you look at the labels of the mayonnaise you're going to buy in the store, if you're buying it off the shelf, it has to have preservatives. It has to have something that's going to keep it shelf stable. But if you make this at home and you're using mayonnaise regularly, you saw there's nothing in there that you wouldn't eat otherwise. Lemon juice, mustard, eggs, olive oil, or grapeseed oil.
But is it worth going the mayo light if I'm buying it off the shelf for my kids, because Avery loves mayonnaise? Is it worth going, I'm going to get the lighter version, or just say, you know what?
I mean, truth be told, I will never vilify fat. I think fat.
Yeah, it's good
I think
for
you
you.
embrace it. I think you own it, and you just learn to live with it. You don't learn to fight it.
Yeah, okay.
But you know what? It's healthier for you if you make it at home. And if you make this garlic aioli at home, you will never have a vampire in your house.
Ever. And
That's right.
And you will probably won't have any friends.
That's right. And also, if you feed this to Avery, he might be a little lighter on that spread.
Yeah.